Welcome back. Today we'll discuss about the timer. We know timer is a special type of clock which produce a precise time delay or produce a specific time. To use timer function, we'll create a new block called as a use of timer. In this function, we'll call the timer function from the catalog. This is the catalog. This catalog has a two type of timer. One is called IEC timer. This green block and output type. These are the IEC timer, and this one is the legacy timer. And legacy timer also called the symmetric timer. Today we will discuss about the IEC timer. In next video I will try to use the legacy timer and describe about this. This is called this is generate pulse timer. Pulse timer. This is on delay timer, off delay timer, and accumulated timer. And this is also TP means start pulse timer, pulse time, on delay timer, off delay timer, and accumulated timer. And this is a reset timer and reset load timer function. So this green is the function block. Okay, we'll try to call this timer in this network 1. See here it asking for a new data block. That means if it need a individual data block. This data block is called the instance data block, also called the system data block. This data block type is a IC timer type, and this data block is for single instance. Means this data block db0 only used for this TP, only this TP. This created db2, and this db2 you cannot see from here. You have to see this db. You have to go to system block, then program resource. You can see from here because it is a system block. In this TP function block, you have to give a preset time. I am giving it to 20 seconds. Okay. Any timer in TI or symmetric manager will not work until you give a binary logic in here. You can give it 2-3 instruction and create a output, then you can put here. For testing I am giving a memory bit here 10.0. already I have renamed in TP in TP in. Now I am downloading this project in virtual PLC. Okay, I'm going to simulate it. Now monitor. So if I, for simulating, I have any timer will work when the input is transit from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. TP will work uh, in input should be 0 to 1. So I am giving it a value in TP in 0 to 1 there. Now this timer is running, but see, this timer is not counting, and it will not work if you deselect it. This timer should be off after 5 seconds, but it will keep as like it until until you stop it by CPU stop. Or so when it will work, this TP or IC timer will work, and this is only for IC timer, not for the legacy timer. This will happen only IC timer. So when it will work? It will work when you define a output here, or you define a tag here. So you have to declare a tag in output et, or you have to call this timer in other logic. So first we will check by giving a output here M10.1. This is TP out. I called this tag as a TP out. Now I am downloading again. I am giving input here again 0. See, this is this timer is counting now, and this timer will give a output until the time 20 seconds is expired, because we have set the time, preset time is 20 seconds. Okay, this timer will work, give a output if TP is turn on and turn off, or TP turn on more than 20 seconds, no issue. It will give the time only, it will give the output only the preset time set. So now I am not using this output. I told you that it will work if it is count, if it is called, this timer is called in other logic here, or you can branching here, then it will work. So I am TP out, I am giving a output here. And how you can use this timer, you can copy this DP, paste here, and give a dot. So this, why you can get this? Because this timer DB has the all data in here, PT, Q and ET. This 4 parameter is defined in that DB for data store. So I am downloading in. Now I am turning it on again. It is counting. See, so you have to use IC timer, you have to give a output, or you have to give a ET tag define here, or you have to call the timer. That means you have to use this timer in other logic. That time your timer will work. This is the instance DB. This is a dedicated DB block with the IC timer. Now TP with instance with on data block, or you can call it a single instance DB. Now we'll use that same TP function with a local tag. So TP with local tag or multiple instance DB. So where you can define the local tag, you can define the local tag in a data block. So you have to create a data block here. So I am giving the name as use of timer. Also call as a multiple instance. So it, oh shit, you have to create a DB with the name as use of timer. Also will write the name as multiple instance. That means will create a tag for several timer in a single DB. So, and this tag will generate or declare in static. So first I am going here, I am calling a TP this, so it will again asking for a instance DB, means a dedicated DB. So we will not use this DB to so that time you have to just cancel it. It will take the function or TP function here, but here now it is question mark. It asking for DB data type. So you can create this data that here local tag TP timer, and TP timer tag should be IC timer. Before I have told that all IC timers data type should be IEC timer. So here some IC data type we will use this IEC timer or L timer. IEC timer can be used in S7 1200 and 1500, but IEC L timer only available for S7 1500. IEC timer, because we have used the 1500, that's why this timer data type is available here. So I am calling it as a IEC timer. Now in this tag TP timer has PT, ET, in Q, all that 4 variable here. Same you can see here, from here, that db0, which created during you call the TP timer single instant. PT, ET, in Q, also in here, also here also, right? So we don't need to create the extra db or block a data block from your db memory area. You can just create one data block and create a local tag. And okay, now I am plotting this db. Now you can write tp use of timer data type, then this one. By this way, or you can just, I am deleting it again, you can just drag and drop, it will take. And it is good, because when you call the db block like this, it will create an extra dot here, and if you give a enter, it will sometime, because this timer already call here, that's why it is not take a dot here. But when you call first time, that time it will get a red mark, error mark. So I am giving a 20 second again, and that time I will also give same input. By same input we can run 2 3 4 timer, no problem, but output should be different. In timer, use of timer, you must use different type of timer name. Timer name should be different, must be, otherwise it will not work perfectly, it will malfunction. Because in one scan it will take that, maybe that timer activate that timer, and other cycle maybe it will take the timer. So if one is 0 and another is 1, that time it will work like 0 1 0 1, like this. So this one need another output, otherwise it will not work. I am giving M10 point, okay, I am giving it 15.0, tag is a tp out multi instance. Now download again. Okay, it is start, because this timer was high before the download. So I am keeping stop it. It still it is running. It will run until 20 seconds. Okay, now again I am give a high bit. If you keep this input high more than 20 seconds, it will give only output for 20 seconds. This is called a pulse timer. See, here the input is high but your output is low now. Okay, this way you can use the multiple instance dB multiple instance dB for your timer, IC timer. You don't need to create a extra timer. Also you can rename this TP timer. Okay, you can rename this one also during the creating this timer. Also you can rename from here also. You can rename it here also, and this rename will work when you goes offline. During online you cannot rename it. Now I am creating another function, timer function called t-on timer. I am not using this one. T-on timer with multi instance. Now you have to create the timer, t-on timer. This one also IC timer, t-off timer, t-on r timer. I am creating all the timer instance data local tag. Okay, now I am calling, sorry, now I am calling it and give a 10 second of time delay, and you have to give a input binary logic to work the timer function, otherwise it will give a error during the download. It will not compile without 0. So giving 15.1, I am giving, rename this tag as a t-on in, and here I am declare another tag as output of this timer, m15.2, tag name rename as a t-on out. So t-on timer will work when your t-on in high, it will start counting. After expired this preset time, it will give a output. When the input is low, during the run the timer, it will stop. It will cut the output, or during the counting it will stop. So let's check. Start again. So it is counting. After 10 seconds it will give a output. If you stop it, okay, it's give a output until this T-in is high. When it goes off, it output also will cut. Also again I am running it, counting. If I turn it off, it will off the timer also. It is not work like the TP timer. Once timer get a pulse, it will not work with the timer function like this. After use multiple instance and also single instance, I want to tell another data type is called the TP time or T on time. So how we can use this data type in the IEC timer? To do this, you have to add a timer name as uh, TP timer with time data type, and you cannot find, maybe you cannot find from here, you cannot, you can only write here by time TP time. Okay, so in this tag there is also pt, this variable is called the TP time. For T on timer, T on timer, score 1, and this is also a, this is not a TP time, this is TP means pulse timer, but for T on timer you have to rename as T on. We'll use this two data type in the logic. So I'm creating a new network here, calling the timer here, and cancel it. Now we'll use this one. Now I keep 10 seconds. Now M15 16.3 here, sorry, here M16.4 tag. Okay, now download it again, initialize, because you have changed in DB, so you have to reinitialize again. Now turn it to 1, it will working, timer is counting, it gives output. So this type of tag you can use also. Okay, for T on timer I will add another network after T on here, and calling T on timer function from the timer function block from the catalog. I am drag and drop the time variable name as T on timer underscore 1 with the T on time data type, giving a time value 10 seconds. Now I am giving a binary input here, M16.5, here M16.6. now I am download it again. Okay, turn it on. Turn it on. Now it is working. It's counting in this. Yes, it is give the output. When we turn it off, output also goes 0. So data type t on tp underscore time t on time, it is working. Also IEC timer data type also work. Also single instant data block, when you call the timer it will create that one, also work with